Hi guys, and welcome to the Horror Room. So, today's video is extra special because I've added to one of my biggest variant collections. Now, I might do some more of these because I thought, hey, I've got a lot of other different movies that I have lots of variants of. If that's something you'd be interested in seeing, let me know down in the comments below. But obviously today we're talking about the one, the only, the immortal, the classic Halloween. What can you say about this film that hasn't been said a million times before? Some people, the newer generation growing up watching this movie, think it's boring. And to those people, I say, you stink. That's the nicest way I can put it. So I thought I would show you guys my variants. Now, obviously, I don't have every single release ever released, conceived, but there are some people that do. But I have quite a few. I obviously have this shirt. I have a couple more in the closet, but I'm not gonna drag those out just to show you my $90 airbrush Japanese Halloween poster T-shirt. I have a problem. But anyways, before we start with the movie collection stuff, I did want to show you these bonus items, and I probably spoiled it in the thumbnail. I have the soundtrack on cassette tape, and then the 20th anniversary edition of the soundtrack on CD. This has like the Loomis speech. It's got the little like sound, the doo-doo-doo, like stuff like that, which is just, bits from the different parts of the score anyways. But this is a really good listen on cassette. Really creates the mood in here. Sometimes I'll just pop it on and let it play. But yeah, now for the home releases. I don't have the original media release of Halloween, but I do have the Anchor Bay VHS. Also under Video Treasures. It's an iconic cover, obviously. Now, there's also the graphic novel, or not graphic novel. That would be cool, though. I'm sure there's been, like, comic books or whatever based off the first story. But there is the movie novel, which is insanely hard to find. But there is the remade one, which I did show in an earlier video. I think it's the horror books. I didn't show the whole thing. But yeah. It's a great book, illustrated. Yeah. But yeah, so there's the original movie. Then we have the Halloween Blockbuster Presents Edition. This actually came in a box set with 2 and 3. And the box itself had like this picture of Michael Myers with like a green glow on himself. I don't remember if that's in any of the films. Maybe part 2. The only thing I can think where he had like a glow on him was part 6 when he's in like the hospital and he's killing all the staff and whatever. But yeah, so this is a really cool version. I would love to have the box set, but it's kind of hard to find complete. But yeah, I got that. Then we have the 10/31/78 limited edition 2-tape. Oh, here we go. The orange tapes. Look at that. Just looks like a Nickelodeon tape, but it's Halloween. And these came with like a keychain and some other little things. I obviously don't have any of that stuff, but I was just happy to get these because they're really cool. It's got like a bonus feature on the second tape, which is Halloween Unmasked. A featurette including 1998 interviews with Nick Castle, Deborah Hill, Mustafa Akkad, and Jamie Lee Curtis. Network scenes, TV spots, theatrical trailers, radio spots, and still gallery. All on a convenient VHS tape. Well, kind of inconvenient because you have to rewind it afterwards. But then we have the standard DVD release by Anchor Bay. It's got that kind of shimmery, shiny cover. And it's got the Halloween Unmasked 2000 behind the scenes thing. Yeah, so this is pretty common. You can find this usually. You probably find it without the slip cover. But then you have the limited edition with the lenticular cover, where you can see it changing from the the pumpkin to Michael Myers' face. Now, quick note about the pumpkin. Have to bring it up is a lot of people say that if you look at the knuckle of the hand holding the knife, it looks like the person sitting in the window at the end of Black Christmas, the original one. And I can kind of see it. It kind of does look like there's like a face in there, but it's just kind of a coincidence. A cool one at that. But this one is it's a 2-disc edition. What does it come with? Oh, it's got the television version. And the television version has its own dedicated disc, which is pretty cool. Now, it doesn't mention... Oh, wait, there it is. Halloween television version widescreen presentation. Enhanced for 16:9 TVs. Includes 12 minutes of additional scenes. If you've never seen the TV cut, I would highly recommend it. And you can actually watch it on YouTube. Someone uploaded it, and it actually has like the original bumper at the beginning, like the viewer discretion advised, and it's got like commercials. Oh, it's such a nostalgic watch. And very few movies, when you add in all the bonus scenes, does it really give much to the movie. But there's additional scenes of Dr. Loomis. There's some stuff with Laurie. The stuff with Laurie is honestly not as interesting, but you get more of her paranoia. But Dr. Loomis's scenes, fantastic. Put Loomis in the whole movie. Forget Laurie. But also in this version, there's this little postcard where it looks like Loomis and the nurse. I can't remember her name, but yeah, they're having a chuckle. And then you've also got this, little mini poster with the chapter select on the back. So yeah, I like this version a lot. And then you have the standalone TV cut, which is just called the Extended Edition, featuring the 12 minutes of extra footage shot for television. Because basically, when they aired it on TV, it was too short, even with, commercials and everything, so they had to film, like, a couple extra scenes. I think they brought Jamie Lee Curtis back. Her hair was short, so they had to use a wig. And Donald Pleasance, his scenes were super easy, and they filmed some stuff with, like, a young Michael. It was obviously a different kid, too. But yeah, this is a great version to own a standalone of the TV cut. Yeah, good stuff. And then we have the 25th anniversary edition of Halloween, the DiviMax series. Digital video to the max. Ooh. Little shiny kind of cover. It's got the movie in widescreen. Disc 2. Let's see what that has. Halloween, A Cut Above the Rest. An all-new 87-minute documentary featuring interviews with writer-director John Carpenter, actors Jamie Lee Curtis, PJ Soles, Nick Castle, Charles Cyphers, producer Deborah Hill, director of photography Dean Cundy, editor and production designer Tommy Lee Wallace, executive producers Irwin Yablans, Mustafa Akkad, and others. Wow, that's a lot. On location, 25 years later, an all-new 10-minute featurette with actress PJ Soles and producer Deborah Hill revisiting the original Michael Myers house. Now, if you didn't know about the original Myers house, they shot it in California. You can infamously see palm trees in the background. But the original Michael Myers house is actually a chiropractor's office now, which is insane to think about. You gonna get your back cracked by Michael Myers? Hell no. But yeah, it's got some stuff on here. It's all got like the DVD-ROM features, which, back in the day you'd stick in your computer and it'd do stuff. Not sure if that's still a possibility to do. But it's also got this little behind-the-scenes booklet with like some info. I love things like this because these are just easy. Like, a lot of times you don't want to spend like an hour or whatever watching a bonus feature. You could just pop this out, give it a quick read, and, get your fix that way. So yeah, this is a really, really good addition to have if you're down for it. I'd say the only criticism is that it doesn't have the TV cut as well. For some reason, that's just kind of a thing they didn't like do a lot. Um, yeah, not sure why. Um, Now, this isn't the movie, the original movie, but I had to include this. It's also something I recommend for true Halloween fans out there. Halloween 25 Years of Terror documentary. There's a lot of bonus stuff on here. There's a lot of panel discussions. There's location stills, conventions, fans of Halloween, on-set footage from Halloween 5, Halloween 2 and 3 extended interviews. There's a ton of stuff on here. It's a 2-disc extravaganza, and you get well, at least mine did, a little mini bonus comic book. So that's really cool. This is kind of stuff they would do in like the early to mid 2000s. And I know there was like a comic book series for Halloween and Michael Myers. They kind of vary. There's one, I can't remember. It's like something dance. I know that one's probably the most famous Halloween comic. I can't remember what it's called, but I think it had dance in the title. But yeah. Then we have the Blu-ray, the Halloween 35th Anniversary Edition. This one's great. This looks like a book, and it actually has a book inside here. It's got more behind the scenes stills, info about the movie. But like I said, at this point, how much more can you learn about Halloween? It's been, talked about to death. But it's still great. Now, the only thing I hate about this release, instead of having the little thing, the disc tray, it has one of those things where you get to slide the disc out, so you run the risk of scratching the Blu-ray. Yeah, not a fan of that. It's got new audio commentary, if that's your thing. The Night She Came Home, which is like a convention where Jamie Lee Curtis went. It's okay. On Location 25 Years Later featurette. Again, it's okay. It's got the TV version footage on here. I don't think it has an option to watch it with them in there, which is kind of silly. You would think that would be an easy thing, watch with or without the deleted scenes added back in. I don't know. Now, there's another thing that I would love to get my hands on, and that is the UMD. In case you don't know what a UMD is, it's these little movies that would play on PSP. And yeah, I don't have a PSP player, but, I have Dawn of the Dead. Found it for dirt cheap. Just for the novelty. There's also a Toxic Avenger, UMD, Evil Dead. There's a ton of horror movies on UMD. Not like an insane amount, but a good amount. It'd be fun to collect a few of those, because I know like not a lot of people care about the UMDs, but Halloween is, of course, one of the ones that, is a little more pricey, so I'm not going to go out of my way to get it, but if I found it for cheap, why not? But now, we are on to the grand finale. This is something I've been after for quite a while, and it's been jumping up in price over the past couple years, so my suggestion to you is if you want to get this, I would get it as soon as you can, because it's probably just going to keep going up. Maybe it'll stop, but I got lucky, and I got this for $65. Now, I know that sounds like a lot for a Laserdisc, but the Halloween Criterion Collection Laserdisc was damn worth it. Look, it's got this beautiful gatefold. You open it up. It's got some info over here. You got your chapters. I think it has some extra stuff. Let's see what it has. So after the movie, on side 4, because it's a 2-disc edition, you have the supplement directory, Siskel and Ebert's sneak preview. Wow. Halloween, The Night He Came Home, the original theatrical trailer, the films of John Carpenter, the films of Jamie Lee Curtis, the films of Donald Pleasance, Splatter, a genre guide, 1956 through 1977, A Genealogy of Gore. Ooh. 1978 through 1989, A Decade of Teen Splatter. Laserdisc production credits, color bars. Yeah. So, not a ton in the way of special features, but Yeah, it's got a widescreen digital transfer. It's got screen-specific audio commentary. Blah 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 blah. Gene Siskel and Robert Ebert give splatter movies 2 thumbs down while praising Halloween in a controversial 1980 sneak preview segment. Separate music and effects tracks. That's pretty cool. Additional footage shot for the 1980 television release. Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, wow. Is it mixed into here, or is it just like the bonus scenes? Huh. It might be. A note on the television version. No, okay, here we go. In 1980, NBC bought broadcast rights to Halloween. The network's Office of Standards and Practices objected to some material in the original theatrical version as too graphic or provocative. So basically, the part where she goes, "See anything you like?" or when Michael's stabbing his sister. Everyone says there's no blood in this movie. There is, but it's very, very little. So yeah. And John Carpenter made the minor cuts NBC required. Unfortunately, the resulting version was too short for NBC's time slot, and Carpenter and Deborah Hill shot an additional 12 minutes of footage during the shooting of Halloween 2. The extra footage appears at the end of sides 1 and 2. Okay, so that's cool. So I think maybe they're marked. Yeah, something. Yeah, something like that. Because it'll say. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so they added the bonus features at the end of the discs, which is kind of weird. So, like, hopefully they fit into where. Because, like, most times it would just play. I used to have a Laserdisc player that would automatically flip, so it would start playing the other side automatically. The new one I have doesn't do that. As soon as it stops, it basically restarts. So yeah, as long as they put the scenes in where they make sense. But this is something that I've been after for a while. This is like my holy grail, besides the Friday the 13th Laserdiscs, but those are pretty expensive as well. But for now, I'm very glad to add this to my humble horror Laserdisc collection. There's a lot of other classics that I would love to get, and I'm going to try to get eventually. But for now, I'm happy to have this. And I just wanted to do this video to share this with you guys and say, hey, if you got a Laserdisc player, or even if you just want to collect Halloween formats and movies, this is definitely one you should get your grubby little mitts on like I did. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week.